Many years ago, I made the incredibly difficult decision to leave behind a career in medicine, a career that I had spent years working towards achieving, and constantly wondering, am I being completely selfish for choosing my own happiness and peace over a career that predominantly serves others? That internal question, am I selfish, crossed my mind more times than you can imagine. And at the time, medicine was far more than just a career for me, it was an identity. I spent hours studying towards it, I sacrificed so much, and it required a lot of resilience to get through. I had spent the majority of my teenage years and my early 20s striving to become a doctor. But as I started to enter my third year of medical school, the discontent started to bubble underneath the surface. I could feel the toll that this career was having on me mentally, and I hadn't even started working as a doctor yet. And as the years went by, the burden of having to make the decision of whether to stay or leave got heavier and heavier and heavier. And there were so many things on my mind and weighing on me when I was trying to make this decision, like, will I be ruining my future? Will I be letting people down? Would this all be a waste of time and effort? But amongst all of those worries and thoughts that I had, the one that pained me the most was this notion of, am I being selfish for choosing my own happiness and peace over saving the lives of other people? See, at the time, I had the opinion that being a doctor was the be-all and end-all of altruism. There was nothing greater that you could do to help other people. So when I finally came to this crossroads of having to choose between myself and others, you can imagine it was a very difficult decision and choice I had to make. But even having to make that decision came with so much guilt. I was trapped in a whirlwind of emotions, and I felt like I was abandoning a huge part of me, yet at the same time, I was really drawn to this idea that I could have a future where I wasn't constantly at war with myself. And it was at this crossroads that I decided to finally choose myself. But a part of me still felt quite selfish for choosing myself. Now, if we look at the dictionary definition of the word selfish, it's defined as a person, action, or motive that's lacking consideration for other people, concerned chiefly with one's own personal profit or pleasure. And whilst that may be the dictionary definition of selfishness, I did come to realize a few things over the years. The first thing I came to realize was that leaving behind something that was causing me more harm than good was not a selfish act, it was a protective act. And I really want to emphasize these words, more harm than good, because I believe that most things in life, if not everything in life, comes with a degree of pain. Every relationship that you have, every work situation that you've ever had, your goals, everything requires a degree of pain. And if we decide that there's more bad than good that's coming out of this situation, then choosing to leave that situation is logically a protective act. The second thing I came to realize was that if I'm not in a good place, then I can't give everyone around me the best version of myself. Not my patients, not my colleagues, not my friends, not my family. And I really felt the difference. When I was going to clinical placements, I dread every single moment of it. I was chiefly concerned with my feelings of anxiety and just getting through the day and going back home. In contrast, when I started working with health tech startups or building my own social enterprises, the feeling that I got going to work was dramatically different. I was so excited to go to work. Sometimes I was so excited to just wake up the next day that I felt like sleep was a bit of a waste of time. And that feeling came through not only in my work ethic and my quality of work, but also in my mood and how I approached my colleagues and everyone around me in life. The final and arguably the most important thing I came to realize was that medicine was not the only way to help people, and that there was just as much value in helping people live their lives as there was in saving them. And this realization had the biggest impact on me because it's truly what allowed me to remove myself from this idea that I was being selfish. Through my work with health tech startups and building social enterprises, I saw how much value you could add to someone's life outside of just healing them. And quite often what happens is that helping someone live their life does save it in one way or another. I also began to see the impact that an individual person could have on people's lives through the use of tech, for example. And I think that for me personally, I would argue that I can affect more change and impact more people's lives outside of medicine than I can within medicine. Having these realizations over the years has culminated in this very deep belief that I now hold that if you're a good intentioned person who truly cares about other human beings, then choosing to make decisions that serve you and protect you cannot inherently be a selfish act, because that decision is what helps you pay it forward and help other people in return. You will likely always find another way to pay it forward and help someone else. Doing something selfish can be an act of self-love as well, and I truly believe that selfishness is only harmful when it's ill-intentioned or done at the expense of other people. So this whole conversation makes me wonder, has there ever been a time where you have done something that you felt was good for yourself and maybe other people labeled as selfish, or maybe that you even labeled as selfish? I love hearing your stories. I love getting to know you guys better. So leave a comment below if you like. And if you want to hear more about my story through leaving medicine, you can watch this video here. Otherwise, I hope you have a lovely day and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.